Hello, welcome. If you're just joining me, I'm Melissa. Today's video, we are going to do some long overdue moss pole maintenance. My plan is to take each pole and see what I need to do with it. I'm going to take it down. If it needs watered, I'll probably start watering them maybe a little bit later. And if I need to chop it, if I need to extend it, add moss and all sorts of stuff, we'll see. Oh my gosh. I was on my Instagram a little bit ago. I had ordered a cat riser, like a clear acrylic riser for over top the keyboard, because when I'm editing, Luna comes over to me and sits on my keyboard and it drives me crazy. And it came with like a toy and everything. So I got the toy out and I started playing with them and they went crazy over it. Hi, Chai. So yeah, we'll see what all I get done. I'm gonna probably work until a little bit later into this evening, and then I'll probably do a little bit more tomorrow. Today's Saturday. I was supposed to get started on this yesterday, but I was busy doing some other stuff yesterday. I had to finish editing. YouTube was giving me a lot of issues with uploading. I don't know why. And just some other stuff came up. I'm not gonna film like everything. I have so many tutorials on my channel already that are moss pole chops and starts and all kinds of stuff. I've literally filmed every single chop I've ever done. So I'm gonna film like some stuff. I'm not gonna it's not gonna be like a step-by-step process per se. I may like start one, kind of explain what I'm doing, show you it when I'm finished and all that. So we'll see. I'm not really sure how I want this video to go, but I thought I would just turn the camera on anyway and just kind of see what all I end up doing. So let me show you my golden pothos first that I just did, and yeah, we'll start this process. Okay, so here is golden. The base is a little wobbly. I had to repot the base because there were so many roots escaping out of the holes. So I didn't like upsize it. This is a 6-inch. I just wanted to get all the roots back in. So I did a quick little upsize. I made a reel, so I'll play that here too, but that's what the top of it is looking like. So this is a large thickly, and I anchored the top growth on the pole. So that's what that one is looking like. I am so excited for this one. I know it's going to do so well. And look at all of those roots in there. Isn't that crazy? I don't know if you can see them all. So that's where I had just extended. So yeah, golden is all done. Super excited to have a golden climbing. And I can't wait to get the leaf size is like my marble queen. It's going to be so beautiful. It's already sizing up, you can see. So it's doing well. I am very surprised at how quickly it's climbing. Look at how big my Majestic is. Isn't that crazy? So I think with this one, the base is good. The only thing I really need to do is I think I may, I feel like I need to extend this one. It's already like above, you see here, this node, and it's climbing so quickly. If I don't extend this today, I'm gonna have to extend it by January for sure. Maybe I'll just add some moss in here, and since I have so many other extensions to do, maybe I'll just hold off on this one a little bit. So since I have the moss right here, we're just gonna add some in here. I may wait and water my poles tomorrow because I watered them some on, I think, Thursday. Because I really just want to get these extensions and chops and stuff taken care of. I'm definitely looking forward to this one next year for sure. I'm gonna use this grafting tape. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to extend her soon. She actually is getting ready to push the new leaf. You can see right there, that's gonna come out. So the node is here. So yeah, I think I'll probably wait until January to extend this one, just because I have so much to do that's like way overdue. This one isn't on top of the priority list. But adding that little bit of moss in there will encourage the other node and stuff to root in here. So that is Majestic. What I'm sort of doing is taking plants out that don't need fixed or anything, and then the ones that are left in here, I think I might just start like over here and work my way down. That way, whatever I don't finish, I can bring the ones that are, I'm moving them like out into the hallway. I can like move them to one side and then kind of finish this section maybe tomorrow. I don't need to do anything with my Marble Queen just yet, so I'm going to take her out because I also need to clean under here. I need to vacuum and like mop this section. Is there a fly in here? How in the heck did a fly get in this house? Oh my gosh. I had the front door open for a minute. It probably flew in. Glorious has not been chopped yet. I'll kind of give you a rundown. Did you see that fly again? I'm gonna have to get him. So that one has not been chopped. So I'm thinking about like chopping somewhere here, or like down here actually, and doing the same thing that I did with my Splendid, where I kind of added a section in, and that's going to take a bit. And then I'm just going to chop up individually the bottom growth. And then I don't know what I'm going to do with my Verrucosum. I wasn't expecting to chop this one again so soon. My plan was to add another layer on top, but I'm already late, and you can see how long the internodal spacing is. So if I were to add an extension on, it would literally take up the entire pole. That spacing is a little bit ridiculous. So I'm thinking about just maybe chopping and maybe moving a section down a bit somehow, and then adding an extension on. I'm not sure yet, but I need to like do something with the top. I'm going to be chopping Esqueleto in half, and I'm going to make it like 2 vines side by side so that I don't have this gap here. So I basically want to hook like part of that section into here and then extend on top. My Epipremnum albo, I don't need to do anything with just yet, so I'm going to take this one out. It's still a lot of the small growth at the bottom. I thought about like going ahead and like chopping it and getting rid of the small here, but since it doesn't need to be extended yet, I feel like I might as well wait. I don't really like how it's looking. It's kind of crazy looking right now. Just Sienna, I do need to extend. It's kind of reaching the top here. So I need to add like maybe a 2-foot extension on. I need to chop Cebu Blue. I'm gonna do like a pretty hefty chop on this plant. It hasn't been chopped yet. You can see the growth is all the way up there. I'm thinking about chopping to where I have splits, which is like right here. And then I'm just gonna take all this off the pole and do some like propagations. I'm not chopping Mikan, so I can take that one out because I've been wrapping the vines down. And then I don't know what to do with my Pearls and Jade yet. It needs extended, but I don't know if I'm ready to chop that one. Monstera Dubia, I'm completely chopping as well. It's climbing on the wall now. I'm gonna like restart that one, and I'm gonna do a thickly pole, I think, because the round pole, I don't really feel like it's rooting into the pole that well. So I'm gonna do like a bunch of propagations for that one. And then this Syngonium albo, I might just go ahead and add an extension on. I had already cut the top growth off because the top growth was like already that much over. So I might just add an extension on, and then I'm probably not gonna let that one get any taller. I'll just like propagate it up or whatever as it gets taller, and then take sections. And then over here, I do have poles that are out in my dining area I need to take care of, but I might not do those for this video. I'm not gonna do anything with the Mandula just yet, even though it's there. And then I need to do something with these two because they're at the top. And as well as these guys, I need to do something with those too. So I literally have so much moss pole work to do. It's a little bit crazy. I'm not really sure what all I want to start with first. I might do some of the thickly ones because I feel like they're a bit easier, and get those taken care of. And then do some of these big wire pulls maybe later this evening or tomorrow. Like I said, I'm not going to be filming everything because I have so much to do. So I'll kind of like pop in and on here and show you progress updates. And I might like set the camera up to film a little bit. Hi, buddies. Yeah. Hi. So yeah, we're gonna get started here. Maybe. Chai might want cuddles for a little bit and then I'll get started. Chai. Okay, I'll be back. I've been trying to decide what to do with this Pearls and Jade Njoy. I don't know what to do with it. I need to repot the base for one and just like get the root system back in the pot. But what I'm struggling with is I like how full this is. It's 3 vines, but this main vine has shot up because that's what my poles like to do. But I don't like that it's on a small Thiccly, because I don't really like these small ones anymore. They're just not the most stable, and I don't really want to add a 4th small. But then if I add a medium on to this, it's going to get a little top heavy. So then I was thinking, well, maybe if I chop it and like take this section out and insert it into a medium and replant the medium, then I wouldn't have to worry about repotting the base. And then I could just like prop up all this and do a couple baskets that I can get rid of. This growth is so pretty though. If I take away 2 sections, that would be like here where my finger is. So I'd be able to take this. I was thinking about like opening this all the way up, but since this opens from the back, I can't just like pull this out from the front because this doesn't open. So I was thinking about taking my scissors and cutting the side. Well, I'm basically going to have to destroy this pole to get this plant out of here without destroying the root system, since this one opens from the back. And then I could basically reassemble it on 2 mediums, but take the section down to the bottom so that it's very full and it will have a lot of room to climb. And then I could just chop this up. I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about it. So I'll come back on when I have kind of more of an idea of what I want to do with this one. So I tried to stuff, now I have 4 vines in here, like look how full it is. I was trying to stuff them all in here so I could do the flaps around the vines, but it's so squished. I had to like break roots and stuff this thing in here. It is so full. And I chopped the main vine, you can see, so I have them both side by side. So I basically took the 3 vines that were growing up the pole in here, and then that top section I added along this side. So there's 4 vines in here now. It's very full. I tried to like not do too much damage. And then I'm gonna be taking this off the pole and just propagating this up and like getting rid of this one, like selling or whatever. The only thing that I have left to do now is to like add soil, repot the base, and then I'm gonna quickly make my extension. This is the 3 that opens from the front, and add it on here so that I have like, I'm basically starting this one over. I was only going to just keep the 1 vine because that's the only one that would fit. I had to destroy the small grow pole in order to do this, to get it out without like damaging all the roots that much. Yeah, honestly, I probably should have just propagated this up and just kept the top vine growing. Because when I go to like chop this again, I don't know, this is a hot mess. I do not recommend doing this. Yeah, I would just probably take the top growth and just chop up the rest. I thought the 3s were a little bit bigger, but honestly, they're kind of small, really. They're not that much bigger than the 2, the small one, but I don't know, it's already done. I'm gonna leave it like that. So I'm gonna build my pole, extend it, and repot it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done. Here is the new Pearls and Jade pole. So I repotted the base, I added the extension, and yeah, I have 4 vines now. The leaves will kind of turn back to the grow light. It's a lot shorter. I don't think I'm proud of this chop and extend, but you know, it's what I did for now. I probably should have only kept 2 vines, but it's okay. And then these are all the bottom part of the pole. I just chopped the roots away. It'll grow new roots. It's just easier than trying to untangle them from the moss, a time saver. So once they grow some water roots, I'll separate them out. And yeah, I'll have lots of little ones to give away. So that is that one, and on to the next. I do think I'm ready to chop my Cebu Blue next. I was gonna do like the easier ones first, but honestly, that one is just drying out the most. It is just so thirsty. Let me show you it in full. So that's like the original growth. I have not chopped this plant yet, and I can't keep it watered. It is just sucking up water so quickly, and I'm getting so much yellowing. So I think I'm just gonna chop it maybe like right in here, like when the fenestrations started. And then I think I'm literally just gonna take this completely off the pole because I don't need this anymore. And I'll just like propagate up the cuttings. Because yeah, I feel like chopping this one is going to make this plant thrive and do so much better. It's just, I feel like it's so stressed because I keep underwatering it. I might could try taking some of these large cuts from the main vine and plucking it in, but I think that's gonna be too much work. I think I'm better off just chopping up the base. It's so weird how it's taken so long to actually start fenestrating, because this vine over here that's catching up, like it hasn't even started fenestrating yet. I'm trying to decide what to do in the meantime because we might be going to dinner with our neighbors, so I don't want to like start a big pole project if we're going to be leaving and be gone a few hours, because I don't want this plant to stress. So I might hold off on that because I feel like that's going to take a while actually. I feel like I need to do something with this Verrucosum. I got a little lazy with the extension here. Oh, this newest leaf is beautiful. Look at that. It's the biggest one. That did size up quite a bit, actually. That is beautiful. Oh, is that okay with you? Okay, I gotta freshen up. Give me a few minutes. Okay, I shall resume. I'm gonna head to dinner, but look at that leaf. I didn't even get to really appreciate the size because, again, I just let this one overgrow. I did chop this one recently, and I really do hate to chop it again. I don't know, I'm gonna have to think about this one a little bit more too. I will be back on at some point. I don't know if it'll be tonight or I'll be back on tomorrow, depending on how long we stay out, but yeah, I have a lot to do still. Good morning. Well, I guess it's almost noon. It's the next day and I'm back at it in here. It is like pouring rain. I guess that huge system that was like passing through Florida is like coming up this way. So it is very gloomy out. So it's like the perfect day to do like moss pole stuff. My goal is to get them all done today, but I know that's unrealistic just because I know how long it takes me to do some of these chops and extends. I'm gonna try and do what I can. I just did one, it was just a quick extension and repot the Syngonium albo, so that one's all done. So yeah, I just have these like huge ones to do. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do what I can. I know I'm gonna feel so much better once all this is done and I can come in here in a couple days and just like feel such a relief that I don't have a million poles that are overdue. Today is Sunday, so today is supposed to be like a house chores day and I have to water plants, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to do any of that today. I'm doing some laundry. I feel like the house can just get cleaned later this week. And then watering plants, I have a lot of plant watering to do coming up. That's overdue, especially out there in my dining room. I didn't water them. I think it's been like closer to 10 days, so they're definitely getting thirsty. So I'll kind of pop in and out, you know, throughout the day and just kind of give you progress updates. I don't know if I'm going to share too much of the chopping process just because I've done like so much, but I'll definitely share what I can. Hey Chai. I know. Hi buddies. I'm just trying to decide which one to tackle first. I'm trying to do like some that are going to be easier to do first. I actually think I might tackle my Cebu Blue. I really want to get this one done. It's right there in front of my cabinet. I moved it. So I'm thinking I might go ahead and tackle that one because I'm not like adding any of the base into the top, you know, so I feel like that will be a little bit easier. And then I can just take all the bottom off the pole. So yeah, I might do that one and then tackle some of these other ones. I actually think my Monstera Dubia there will be pretty easy to do because I'm going to completely restart it. I'm probably going to chop off the growth that's growing onto the wall and prop since it doesn't have any roots. And then I'm probably going to restart like maybe like the top 4 or 5 leaves and replant that on the pole. The only thing is though, like once I chop, the new growth is going to be a bit small. Oh, but then I remembered I didn't want to keep it on a wire pole because I feel like the wire pole isn't holding in that much moisture. I'll have to think about it. Like I said, I'm not sure until I actually think about what I want to do and the process and everything. So I might change my mind. I might think I want to do it this way, and then as I'm doing it, I might change my mind. Let me show you the mess I have going out in the hallway because I'm kind of putting some poles out there as I do them to get them cleared up out of here. It is just pouring rain out. So I kind of have a mess out here. So I put this Verena light here for now just so that these plants could get a little bit of light. I meant to face this one this way. Oh. so that they weren't sitting out in total darkness, because they're going to be out here all day. So yeah, I'm kind of just sitting ones out here that are done and that I'm not chopping. This is the Syngonium albo that I just did, this one here. So I added the Thiccly extension on, and I repotted the base because it was growing so many roots outside of the drainage pot, the holes. I have a lot to do, a lot of poles to do, so I'm gonna get a move on. Look at this crazy aerial root on this Epipremnum albo. Look how long it is. Isn't that crazy? It's so like thick, it's just hanging in the air. That one here. So my Polynura bloomed too, and I have it just sitting on my Ikea cabinet right now. I took it down from the window right there because I started seeing a lot of sap. I actually just wiped the sap off so it wouldn't drip on the floor. But this Hoya bloom is so incredibly sappy, and I knew for sure like ants would start coming in. So yeah, I think I might go ahead and tackle Cebu. I'm getting ready to chop it in half. I already cut the vine. I chopped it! I cannot believe I chopped her. Wow. Look at that top growth. I feel like I cut a lot away. Like, look at this bottom half. It's a shame though. It's a shame I can't keep more. It's just too big though. I'm definitely going to propagate this up and do some baskets to give away or something, or sell, or vice versa, but yeah, the root system is insane on this thing. All right, I'm going to get started like I normally do, take moss out of here, plant this in soil, and I made you saw me make my top part of the pole, and then I'm gonna add the extension onto here, and then I'm gonna show you what she looks like when she's all done, because that's crazy. Okay, I'm back. I think it's been like 3 hours. I had to make some more mix up in my garage, so I did that real quick. I have 2 jugs of my like aeroid mix, my cocoa core and all that. And then I just finished up Cebu. I was gonna pop on and show you like me extending it and everything, but my mic went dead, so it took like a few hours to fully charge it again. So I went ahead and extended it and chopped it and everything. So I'm going to show you my Cebu Blue. And I ended up taking the bottom half off the pole completely. So I have a little farm of Cebu Blue props over here that I'll have to look at letting go. But I'm excited. She looks so much better, and she's got plenty of room to climb now. Not this massive, like 7-foot moss pole. I made a reel, like a short form, so I'll play it here so you can kind of see what I did. I was trying to like catch my reaction both with like the camera and my phone, so it was hard to do both of them. But let me show you her. Look at her. I can't believe it's finally chopped. It's been climbing almost 2 years. That is crazy. Do you guys remember earlier? Like she was all the way up at the light, like right there. And now she's like all the way down here. Look at this newest leaf. Look how many fenestrations I have. Look at that. It does look like it's wanting to push a new growth, but it might get affected a little just because I chopped away the base. But yes, this plant is beautiful. She's going to be so much happier because she was yellowing a lot of leaves, especially on this main vine. So I was able to take this vine over here, which hasn't started fenestrating yet here. So I'm hoping that one does okay. And that's it. So there's just the 2 vines, and then the main one here is all this big growth. Now the bottom part of the pole was this main vine on the bottom part was like all bare because I kept losing a lot of leaves, which tells me that this plant probably wasn't getting enough nutrients, and I kept underwatering it, so it was dropping all the bottom leaves in order to like sustain all this new growth. So it was time. It was long overdue for a chop. And let me show you my farm of propagations. So I have some pretty big cuts, like that one has a fenestration, and I kind of opened up the pole, so the ones that are in moss had some moss roots growing in the pole. So I have several propagations now. I have several in moss, and then I have 2 containers of water props here. And those nodes weren't really rooted, they were kind of off the pole. But I salvaged what I could, and I have a whole farm of Cebu Blue now. I'm gonna have to find room for these like in my other plant room and get a second shelf ordered sooner than later, because yeah, I don't have any room in there. So I'm just gonna probably put these on the floor so I can work on doing some more pole chops. And I recently got these from Amazon, and these were not that expensive. I think it was a set of 30. I think they're 4-inch nursery pots from Home Note, and I got these off Amazon, and I want to show you. I'll just show you one of these. But it's a pretty like nice plastic, and it's got lots of drain holes. It doesn't have any side holes, which is nice because, you know, it won't make a mess. So I'm gonna see if they have some larger ones in this size, because I really like these. I just need some that are 6 inches. But I thought that was a good deal. I'm gonna use this probably for like my shop and plants that I'm like getting rid of, so that they're in like a nice pot, you know? So yeah, that is Cebu Blue all done. Okay, I have decided I'm going to do Verrucosum, And I think what I'm gonna do is, I have this bin of used Thiccly poles. These are from plants I had taken off poles. So I'm just gonna grab like 2 of these. I think they're all just the medium 2.0, which this plant is currently on. And then I'm gonna fill these with, go ahead and fill these with moss and, you know, get those ready. And I think what I'm gonna do with this one, so my Verrucosum, since we're growing some pretty happy growth up top here, like that one's pretty big. And this is on 4 Thiccly layers. I chopped this one not too long ago. I think what I'm gonna do is chop it at the 2, I think. And then extend 2 on top, which this tall node is literally gonna take up 1 pole because the internodal spacing is so long. And I'm gonna move this one to more light, I think, because I feel like that would help. And I wish I might try and like bend the vine somehow so that I can like shorten the space. Do you know what I mean? So since I have 2 vines on here, I don't want to try adding the bottom to the top anymore. That's going to be too much work. So all this bottom growth, I'm just going to propagate individually, and then I'll have another farm of Verrucosum growing that I'll eventually sell once they like activate new growth. So I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, roughly like 6, 7 nodes to propagate. I'm just trying to think, since the spacing is so long, I'm trying to think where to cut this so that I can have some nodes in the soil. So I think honestly, it'd be safe to take, I think, leave more. So I might cut this plastic here and not cut it where they connect, just cut here. And then just take all this away. I think that's what I'm gonna do, because I'd rather leave more than not enough. And then I might actually extend a 3rd one once it comes time. I haven't tried to add a 5th medium thickly, but I will try that before I go to chop it again. But I'm only gonna do 2 for the purpose of today, just to get this part extended at least. Yeah, I'm gonna cut right here on the plastic. I wanna go ahead and cut these vines right here. We're just gonna cut them, and then we're gonna cut this plastic kind of right in half. Okay, so we're gonna take these few nodes off and prop those individually. And yeah, this is our new bottom. So we have like half a pole here, a pole here in the middle, and a pole here on top, and I'm gonna add 2. So I'll have like 4.5 roughly poles going. But I just want these nodes to kind of get into the soil, and I have a lot of roots coming out of here, which is good. So I'm just gonna remove some of this moss so that I can fill this portion of it with soil. My trash can. I want to keep this moss because it's not old, because I just did this one. So I have like a little container down here that I'm putting the moss in. I think this is all I'm gonna do, remove, because I'm kind of pulling some roots and I don't want to pull too many off. So yeah, we'll fill this with soil, plant this back up, and do our extension. We'll have to fill this all the way up and then add 2 layers on. Another one bites the dust. Another one is all finished, Verrucosum. Here's another look at that beautiful top leaf. And I didn't know, or I didn't realize she was pushing a new growth here. So I hope that's not affected by me chopping this plant. I tried to like wiggle the vine a little bit so that I could shorten the internode spacing. And I tried to do it on this one, but it was kind of thick and I didn't want to snap it off completely. And I just secured the nodes with this grafting tape, this plastic, in a couple spots just to help adhere the roots to grow into the pole, because I find the nodes on this plant to be particularly stubborn. Even like up against damp moss, it doesn't want to attach in that well. So I've had a couple of nodes that weren't really rooted. So I have some clips there attaching those in, but I'm trying to get in the habit of using this plastic wrap because it helps hold moisture in up around the node, and that's super important. So yeah, we'll see how she does. I repotted the base, and we're technically 4.5 poles because yeah, the bottom one I cut in half, And I added a stake to the back here. Oh, here, but there's not really a way to anchor it. So I used some Velcro in a couple spots and then some more elastic around the top. And it definitely helps keep it sturdy for sure. I feel like if I go to add a fifth layer, it's going to become very unsteady at that point. So I might try it though once this one reaches the top. The internode spacing is so long that this leaf, the next one's going to shoot up to like here. So I probably only can get away with 1 or 2 more leaves, and then it'll be time to like chop and extend again. So I don't know. I'm gonna do my like best to try and bend the vine to shorten the spacing if I can. I really want to test my silica out because I know silica is supposed to help with like internodal spacing and make the plant like stronger and all that. So I really want to look into using it this week to see how it does. I definitely want to use it on this plant. I think I'm going to use it as a foliar spray. I got some recently, and I think I want to use it as a spray instead of a dilution in my water. Look at that fuzzy. That is so cool. So yeah, that one is done. And then over here on the table, I have all these cuts of my Verrucosum. So I'm probably going to, I might just stick these all in water because I can do them all in one water vessel. And then once they start rooting, I'm going to pot them up individually. And then I'll look at selling these once they actually root and have some new growth. I might actually take like a dinner break and then come back. My goal is to do the Glorious, the Esqueleto, and the Dubia all tonight. That is my goal. I have some other thickly ones on this other side, like my Monstera obliqua, my heartleaf, and then my silver stripe. But I honestly, the silver stripe I don't want to do tonight because I'm not sure I want to leave that one on the pole. And I don't think I'm going to mess with that one. My heartleaf, I could probably wait a little bit longer. But again, I want to like prop it in half and take all that off the pole. So I might wait a little bit on that, and then I actually might just go ahead and extend my obliqua because it's only on 2 thicklies, and I can get away with a 3rd thickly layer on that before I have to go to chop it. And it's starting to give me runners because it's off the pole. So I might take care of that one too tonight. And then I think that's it. Minus the poles like in my dining area that I really need to do, but I might wait and have like a second moss pole maintenance care day. It's so windy. So yeah, I will be back on a little bit later this evening, and we're gonna tackle the Glorious next. Okay, I'm back. I brought my Glorious out. You can't even see the top. She is super tall. So I'm thinking about chopping like right here. I think that'll give me enough where I can include all 3 vines. And then by the time I do the extension, this plant is going to be at the top of that already. I would love to cut more away, but since 3 vines technically, or 3 nodes aren't rooted, I'm worried like chopping too much out. So I think I'm going to go ahead and chop here. And then I'm just going to cut on the wire where I cut the nodes at. Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh no. Wow. I'm worried I cut too much away. Do you see the newest leaf though? Look how much bigger it is. And it's not even like 3 nodes are off the pole. I think it's the fertilizer. So I think what I'm gonna do is just take the moss out of here like I normally do, fill with soil, replant, make my new pole up, and then add the extension on. Popping on again. I just finished Glorious. I'm going to show you that, and then I think I'm going to do one more tonight and then start back in the morning tomorrow and finish up because I'm getting kind of tired. I've been at it all day and my poor like fingers and hands are scratched up from like the wire, and all of my nails are breaking. They look terrible. But it's worth it to get all this done. I'm gonna feel so much better come tomorrow when I can like put them all back in here and not seeing like a ton of moss pole work that I have to do. So yeah, I think I might, I don't know if I want to tackle Esqueleto tonight or the Dubia tonight. I think I might tackle Esqueleto because the Dubia I'm going to propagate up and I'm going to have a ton of props. And yeah, I'm running out of room because my table is filled with props right now. And I took all the Glorious bottom cuts off my pole, so I have like a huge water prop going for that one. I need to charge my mic again on my base, so I'll probably start one of these and then pop back on just to show you the progress, and then yeah, I'll be back on tomorrow. But let me show you the Glorious and all the props. All right, here is Glorious. So there's like 3 vines total. 2 had started climbing like right where I chopped, so I don't know how they'll do since I cut away most of the bottom portion. And then the big growth here is just the main vine, and you can actually see how like thick it is. And so since these 3 nodes weren't rooted, they were flying off the pole. I don't know how this plant's going to do. I hope it doesn't shock too much. And I did anchor the vines with the elastic so that they're not flying off the pole too much. I kind of anchored them so that they're supported. So I'm just gonna have to make sure to really keep my poles watered and not let them dry out until they kind of grow and establish some more roots. And look at all of the propagations. So these are all the bottom cuts. I just stuck them in a big vase of water. A lot of the roots were kind of dried off and some were moss roots. So instead of creating a bunch of propagation vessels right now, I'm just gonna do one in water. It's just gonna be easier. And I think I showed you the Verrucosum. I did separate out the Cebu and I'm like, okay, I can't do all this right now. So until I can get the other shelf, and I'll let them root in water and then I'll transition them to like their own individual containers, because I'm probably gonna have like 20, 25 of these. So I'm gonna have a lot. Every time I start talking, he comes in here and he just starts meowing and wants cuddles, even though Daddy is right out there. Yeah. You're so funny, Chai. Good morning. It's bright and sunny today. It's the next day. Last night I was going to do one more chop, but I got really tired and all of my poles were out in the hallway, and I was just like ready to shower and just go to sleep. I ended up like bringing them all back in here and I rearranged them a little bit. But I'm in a little bit of a conundrum because I don't have enough space. I have 3 poles left and I only have 1 spot left. So I don't know. I rearranged them a little bit differently to like space them out more, but I literally have like no room. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to play around with the placement. But I'm gonna do big Monstera Esqueleto. I'm gonna do this one, I think, first, and then knock out my big Monstera Dubia. And I'm not gonna chop my Epipremnum Panatum, it's right here, but I don't have anywhere for it to go. Like any of these, I don't know where they're gonna go. So yeah, I'm just gonna get them chopped, these 2, and done, and then extend my Esqueleto and then call it quits, because I really need to water. Like all of my pond reservoirs are empty. I have to water my cabinet. I haven't watered my plants out there in like, yeah, over 10 days. So I have a ton of watering to do. So I'm gonna try and finish up in the next like 2 hours, like an hour per pole. And then I'm gonna get busy on watering because yeah, it's taking a while and I'm ready to get this kind of situated. But yeah, the poles look so good. It's so weird because they're not like tall, so they're getting bigger themselves. Like the leaves are getting bigger and they're more wide, but they're not as tall, which is nice. Yeah, I have a lot more extensions to do, but I'm gonna wait to do those. I was getting ready to go to bed last night too. Like I just showered and washed my hair and I heard a crash and I came in here because I knew like a pole had fell that I just did, and my marble queen fell and I didn't even move her. But thankfully nothing broke. I think she got a little top heavy because I was trying to water her last night, and I think she was leaning a little bit because I had scooted her over just a little bit. So yeah, I got her standing back upright, but I was like, I was so worried. I like, as soon as I heard that crash, I came running in here and I'm like, I just knew something was like broke, and I saw her on the floor. I'm like, no. But yeah, I'll kind of like pop in while I finish up here and show you kind of the updates. I feel like I'm kind of done with the moss pole chops right now. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly, I think, take care of Dubia. So it's climbed like well beyond the top of the pole, and I think I'm just gonna like take a 3-leaf top cutting, root it for a bit, and then start it on a thickly pole. And then I'm gonna chop this up in sections, probably like 4 leaves each, and then I'm just going to root them separately and like get rid of those because I don't really want to keep this one on a wire pole, and I hate to like chop it and start over. It's just too tall. That's the original plant down there, and then it just kept climbing and climbing, stayed the same size. And I think it was my fault by not giving it enough light, but it's all the way off the pole, and even if I extended the pole, it's gonna have like all this growth. I don't know if I want to. I was thinking about maybe just chopping the pole here, and like whatever is rooted, I could like replant this on a pole and like start it from like this point on, you know? I don't know though. It is rooted into here a little, but not, I don't think it's rooted all the way. It could be. And you can see some like the aerial roots here that are coming out. Maybe I could just cut the pole here under this leaf. Just cut through the pole here and replant this bottom section. See, but I'm gonna have to keep it on a wire pole, which I guess is fine. I could keep it on a wire. Let me do that. I'm gonna cut the wire like here and take the section off, and then I'll propagate all this up, and then I'll come back and think about what I want to do with that part. Okay, here's what I did with Dubia. I have to water the base. And so this was like the top half that was flying off the pole. And none of this is really rooted, so I'm not sure how this plant's going to do. I only had 2 nodes that had roots. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to keep it just this small. I think this is like not quite 3 feet. I will have to extend this one soon, but I'm not gonna worry about that today. I'll just do this one with all the other extensions that I'll have to do in like a month. But I'm gonna let this situate and see how it responds, because I did chop a lot of the root system away. So that's like the new Dubia pole. And then I'm gonna set this one closer to a grow light so that I can get some more light, because I feel like that's going to help with the maturity and increase in leaf size. And these are all the layers. They're like 4 sections each, like this. Oh. Yeah, they're like 4 sections, 4 leaves each. And so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I have 6 of those. Some of them were rooted into the pole, but a lot of the roots kind of dried up because the pole got super dry all the time. So what I'll probably do is, I think I'll probably stick the bottom node in a thing of sphagnum moss with a stake for right now. And then, yeah, I'm not going to keep these. I'm going to put these with all my other propagations on my table until yeah, I'll have to make some room and get that shelf soon because I'm getting a lot of props now. So yeah, I have lots of Dubia now to get rid of. It is so sunny in here. All right, last chop is going to be Esqueleto. So I think since it's one vine, I'm just going to I'm going to leave the top section how it is. I'm going to cut the pole in half, and then I don't know how I'm going to do this because I don't want to destroy the poles, you know, because they're the large poles and they're kind of expensive. But I do want to insert the 2 vines together side by side. I just don't know if I want to move the bottom up or move the top down. I think I might move the bottom into the top and then replant the top portion and then extend an empty one on top. I think that's what I'm going to do. Like with all my other poles that I do, I just chop the vine and then I have to take all the moss out and then I can insert it through the front. I might have to cut a couple pieces of the plastic away so that I can fit the nodes that have the most roots through the front. But I'll kind of show you what I mean by that. So yeah, I want to clean this little mess up here and then I'll be back on with the Esqueleto. Okay, I just took Esqueleto down and it's super tall. So I'm trying to decide where I should chop at. I don't know how I'm gonna do this or how to insert the vine because this plant is extremely rooted in here. I want you guys to see all of the roots in here. It is literally insane. Insane. It is so rooted. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get the bottom part out. This here is where the poles connect. I have a total of 4. So I think this will be the best place to cut is right here. I'm gonna cut right here above this one because that one is rooted in. Yes, I'm gonna have to cut right here on the vine. I'm gonna go ahead and snap. Okay, it's cut. Ooh. I know after all these extensions and chops, I am not going to let them get to the state that they were in again, at least not them all do at once, because that was a lot. That was a lot to do, and I'm not even done yet. I definitely need to be better about staying on top. And this one technically like doesn't need chopped yet. It's just, I figured I might as well go ahead before it just gets to be like too tall. My issue is just it's so rooted. So yeah, we're just going to cut roots. Because there's just so many. Whoa. Oh my goodness. So this is our huge, huge top half here. Oh my gosh, look at the root system. I think it needs a repot. I think I'm just gonna take this off the pole. I think that would be easier. I'm gonna just pop that one up how it is and extend it, and like maybe tie the vines so that they're not so outward. And then just like chop this one up individually. Like this one isn't even rooted. So it's like one Esqueleto cutting. I think that's just gonna be the easiest thing to do. All right, so I'm gonna work on taking all these cuttings out, and then I'll be back on when it's time to pot the top cutting, or the top section back up. Oh, that sun. Oh, it's so bright. Okay, I am back. I have Miss Esqueleto on the floor down here, kind of propped up on that plant pot. So this is like the top half, and I just took a bunch of moss out of the bottom part of the pole. I'm gonna fill this with soil and then plant it in its nursery pot, and then I'm going to extend it. I ended up taking the bottom completely off. So one of them I carefully took the moss off the roots and fed the plant through the front. That took like an hour. It took a while, maybe not quite an hour, maybe like 45 minutes. And so I have like 4 of these that I created because they have roots. So I put them in like a container of sphagnum moss with the plant leaf. So I have 4 of those. And then since it was taking forever, the bottom cuts here, the bottom part of the pole, I just cut the roots off, and I'm just gonna stick these in water, and they'll like regrow new roots just to save space too. It was just taking way too long, and I figured it would just be easier to cut the root system, and I can still like save my cuttings, you know? So I'm just letting these ends kind of dry, and then I'm gonna stick them in water. So yeah, we are on the home stretch. I have this, and then I'm gonna extend my obliqua, and that's it. That's all I am doing, because I need to water plants. It's already like 1 o'clock or 1:30, and I really need to water. I'm gonna run and get me a coffee after I finish though, because I'm gonna need the pick-me-up to finish, to literally water my entire collection. It's been a long moss pole, crazy past few days, but again, I just feel so glad I'm getting all this taken care of. I am feeling the relief kind of kick in. Here is Esqueleto. And yeah, she's gotten big, especially this leaf. For some reason, this one is like really big. It's crazy because when the plants are so high up on the ceiling, like when they've grown so tall, I can't really appreciate the growth as much until it like sinks back down to normal level. So yeah, I know I can do one more extension because it was 4 and now it's 3. So it does have a way to climb. The last node is like way down there. So I have all of this plus another extension. So hopefully I won't have to do any sort of chop and extend on this plant anytime soon. I'm trying to decide if I should go get a coffee now. And well, actually no, I'm gonna clean up. I'm gonna clean up, and then cleaning up will be my motivation to go get a coffee, and then I'm gonna come back and do some serious watering. So yeah, I will be back on shortly to show you the finished moss poles. All right, coming in to give you guys a final look at everyone. Look at them. It's a lot of work, but they're a beautiful sight. I am definitely feeling exhausted. I think I overdid it, and I have my work cut out for me watering plants later. So Marble Queen and Just Sienna are side by side now. I do need to extend them, but again, I'm not doing that today because I'm exhausted. I extended Golden down there, and then I chopped and extended the Njoy. Next to that is Cebu Blue, which is crazy, looking at how it started compared to how it looks now. I just chopped Esqueleto. That was my last chop. They're still very much squished. I wish I could space them out a bit more. I'm definitely gonna have to do some rearranging in here come next year. Sorderoy and Majestic are there in front. I'll have to extend those soon. And then you saw me chop Glorious. And then I chopped Verrucosum as well. And then I kind of rearranged. I put Splendid over here. And then next to Splendid is the Adansonii. And then I kind of squished the Epipremnum elbow back this way because it wasn't time to chop yet, and I didn't know where to put this one, so I kind of squished him back there. And then Mykins is on the end because I don't really care too much about that one getting as much light. Because I did have a Dubia on the end, which is now in front, and I completely chopped that one. So it's gonna get the best light. And then the Syngonium albo I extended as well. I kind of forgot about these guys down here. I really need to extend or do something with those, but I'll probably do those like in my own time sometime, probably next week. And then I still have to extend the Obliqua, which I honestly don't really feel like it tonight, so I might just hold off on that one on like the rest of these and do these some other time, because yeah, I definitely overdid it. I did a lot for sure. I have so many props and everything now too, and I don't even know where to store them all, so I'm gonna have to find room for them somewhere. And yeah, it was a lot of work. I'm glad I got what I did done. I wish I could have gotten more done, but I'm happy with what I did get done. But yeah, I am off to spend the next several hours watering my entire plant collection. I'm gonna try and move quickly. Thank goodness I don't have too many poles to do, so I do have to water a few of them, but for the most part they're done, and I just have to go through, check, and water everyone else. So yeah, hopefully I can just get that done in like a few hours and then be done, because I'm like done with plant care for the week. No more plant care. But yeah, thank you for watching this crazy moss pole video. I feel like I'm a hot mess. But yeah, if you have any questions about anything, just let me know down below. I'll have all of my old moss pole videos that I've done linked down there too. So yeah, if you're curious about a certain plant or anything that I've done on all of my poles, it'll be down there. So yeah, I will talk to you guys here soon, and yeah, happy holidays.